the McKenna Law Firm at 509-765-4451, fax 509-765-6019, a fax machine from McKenna Law Firm. You know, abandoned in Richland, Washington, a company called Abandoned, providing fax, copy machines, fax machines, copy machines to connect to an internet system connected to the McKenna Law Firm, to a power pole. Now this power pole, you got to cut the trees down, tree limbs, and cut the trees and take the cutter, the trimmers, the pruners, and put it in Mr. McKennan's vehicle, a van, a transport van. Go figure. And then YouTube the information how they stole his snowblower and broke in here and took the snowblower and broke in here, break through the window, and then again came in here on July 13th of 2024, Donald Trump's murder assassination. And then they bring a fabricated agency and services, and he's recording all of this information because we're at the Department of License Department in Moses Lake, Washington, taking a visual confirmation, first name, last name Felix, last name Barela, taking a birth certificate, social security card to a Department of Motor Vehicles License Department in Moses Lake, Washington, taking the testing in the Moses Lake. Of course, passing these tests with going to the Gold's Gym, going over the Blue Bridge, going to the Social Security office, getting the statements from the federal courthouse at 825 Jadwin, the Kennedy building, which is the federal building in Richland, Washington, where the birth certificate is produced at a federal courthouse in front of a Mayor, Ryan Lutzkin, the Mayor of Richland, and also in front of the Judge, Norma Rodriguez, at Benton County Justice Department, 7112 Okanagan Place, Kennewick, Washington, 509-735-3591. Fax, 509-736-3066. That's Andy at Miller at, that's Andy dot, that's Andy Miller, Andy dot Miller at co.benton.wa.us. 509-735-3591. Fax, 509-736-3066. The Benton County Justice Department has a fax machine which sent information from McKenna Law Firm here. And McKenna Law Firm has a confirmation from a FedEx UPS office and the post office mailbox keys that are used to send faxes, FedEx UPS confirmation signature verification to a law firm at 509-765-4451, fax 509-765-6019. Then a McKenna Law Firm in Moses Lake, Washington here sent to Supreme Justice Department Heritage Corporation in Washington, D.C. for the appeal for Donald J. Trump, pleading not guilty to all charges. And pleading not guilty to all charges, bringing the statutes in service of a fax machine, sending a fax to the White House. We did that on video, URL. And that fax machine does work. That fax machine does go to the White House. And that fax machine is still connected to the White House. Also connecting to the aviation campaign. We called the White House on the URL on this information center at the McKenna Law Firm. Sent the fax cover letter, Heritage Reporters Corporation at, of course, the 1st Street, Northeast, Washington, D.C., zip code 20543, to Mrs. Robertson, the Supreme Justice for the Supreme Court of Heritage Reporters Corporation in Washington, D.C., the Supreme Justice Department. Now, that service implying that fax confirmation by FedEx UPS and authorizing with the signature confirmation verification at McKenna Law Firm from this phone, from this fax. And remember, Abandoned is in Richland, Washington. There's a federal courthouse in Richland, Washington. There's Ryan Lutzkin, the Richland City Mayor, taking that video, URL, information, and policy regulation services. Because we got a Brokendale over here on George Washington Way in Richland. We got a Brokendale right across the street here at Moses Lake, Washington at 704 East Olive. You know, the death certificate, a policy regulation from a FedEx UPS confirmation signature from a birth certificate submitted from the McKenna Law Firm at 509-765-4451, fax 509-765-619. This policy regulation, McKenna Law Firm at 509-765-4451 has a Washington Bar Association. 801 SOS 801 South Capitol Way, Olympia, Washington. Zip code's 98504/0234. That's SOS WA-Gov Corps. That's SOS WA-Gov Corps. Now, the business license renewal was renewed on September 26th of 2024, and the business license expires October 1st of 2028. So that's been renewed on September, and the scan code for the business license that's submitted to the law firm here at McKenna Law Firm, post office in Moses Lake, Washington, and the mailbox keys are exceptionally ordained in such a way. You know, the keys, the locksmith keys, the non-duplicate keys, the base and lock keys, all these base and lock keys, and tumblers and switches, and also the Jim Locksmith on YouTube URL, the Basin Herald on YouTube URL, confirmation for a business license renewal, which is renewed on September 26th of 2024, and it expires October 1st of 2028. The Washington Farm Bill has been paid, and all the years and confirmation certifications for a business license renewal is connected to a direct deposit from a UPS FedEx mailbox, and the federal mailbox that's been paid attached to the business license. Now, the business license has a Surface, a Microsoft laptop, a Generation 10 and 12, a i5, a i3, i7, a i8. Microsoft components, Windows 10 and 11. Since all these components have McAfee attachments to it, unlimited devices, unlimited services on McAfee, and also the service for Samsung products like Apple iPhones, and these Apple phones have screens onto the HP and the Surface laptops and the Apple Macs, and also the Apple phones connected to a Verizon sub-account, and that Verizon sub-account has insurance on drop insurance on the laptops, drop insurance on the phones. So we have a connection here. Business license service on McKenna Law Firm. This is a steel BR200. Most powerful chainsaw and blower on the planet. Made in the USA. Throttle countable. Has a throttle countable. Has a primer switch. Has straps. 255 mile an hour. The BR800 and also the BR200 is the most powerful steel blowers they got on the planet. The BR800 and this BR200 are the same styles, most powerful styles they got on the planet, man-made, and also made in the United States of America. These steel components has sensors, filter systems. This BR200 has a backup system for a filter, throttle switch, cables, filter systems in the gas tank, and also a composite where it catches all the debris and services at a catalytic converter from the muffler. Primer switch for a cold start, warm up to activate in McKenna Law Firm here. The McKenna Law Firm at 509-765-4451. Fax 509-765-6019. You know, the hybrid Bud, this is Bud Clary right on the Pioneer Way and I-90 and Frontage Road. They got Bud Clary on Frontage Road. You got Frontage Road, Bud Clary Ford Company. We got it on Sway, we got it on Microsoft, we got it on the Microsoft Components and Sway Services in McKenna Law Firm at 509-765-4445 McKenna Law PS Corps. And also John McKenna and Carla McKenna and Virginia McKenna at 509-765-4451 phone number. This is the bar service station 13294. As you can see, the specification on the engine. In the specification, we have Mr. McKenna giving the specifications on the engine, and also the International Harvester, the tractor in the background there. The specification on this engine is BYL3867 MosleyBudClary.com. The hybrid Accord Honda is a hybrid. Has a backup system. It has Microsoft components that touch screens, and it's attached to the Washington Bar Association. Policy regulation of McKenna Law Firm. Mr. Donald Trump's murder assassination on July 13th of 2004. We have this business license activation and service for the Washington Farm Bill, which is attached to the McKenna Law Firm and attached to the Andy Miller Prosecutor's Office in Kennewick, Washington. Eric I. Senior, Norman Rodriguez, Ryan Lutzkin. See the archive and policy regulation direct deposit EV transactions from the Social Security Office in Tri-Cities, Washington, into the McKenna Law Firm. As you can see, we have Norman J. Mattis, General of the Marine Corps, and also Staff Services of Department of Defense, Mr. Lloyd Austin and Mr. Brown, United States Air Force, are attached to these United States Air Force, the Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, the Pentagon, Mr. Mark Miley. As you can see, we had the picture of all the direct deposits, the EFT transaction, Mr. Donald J. Trump and his murder assassination in Pennsylvania and Butler County and Commonwealth State in Pennsylvania. And also the policy regulation of Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, and Ivanka Trump. Now, Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump, he's the 47th president now, and 45th president of Ivanka Trump, posing as her 45th presidential primary election and her 4 years in office as Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, his 47th presidential primary election. The Washington Farm Bill. Now, the Washington Farm Bill, we'll zoom on that. That's first name Felix, last name Barela, October 21st, 1972, which is membership. And this is the Washington Farm Bureau, WSFB.com. First name Felix, last name Brad, 14 Harris Main Street. We got OWNERCIMARON5INC business card. That's 712 West Okanagan Place, Kennewick, Washington, 509-735-3591. OWNERCIMARON5INC, 14 Harris Main Street. Barela 805, Barela Felix 805 at Gmail. OWNERCIMARON5yahoo.com, which is the same thing. Mr. John Luke McKinnon, Professional Service Corporation. John Luke McKinnon, 704 East Olive, 509-765-4451. Fax 509-765-6019. Andy Miller, Watch State Prosecutor. 7122 West Okanagan Place, Kennewick, Washington, 509-735-3591. Fax 509-736-3066. And also the State of Washington Department of License, Business and Profession Division certifies a person business name below authorized as Notary Public. We got, of course, Jay Inslee, Governor, Steve R. Hubb, Secretary of State, and Marcus J. Glassman, Department of Licensing. We got the License Department. We got the business license, 2011-7529, 2011-7529, issued September 25th, 2024, expires 10/1 of 2028. Nanda McKenna Law Firm at 509-765-4451, fax 509-765-619. We got Norman J. Manis. We got Donald Trump Sr., Donald Trump Jr., and the youngest biological Trump on the administration, Trump administration, Kaylin. Kaylin C. Trump. Now Kaylin. And also Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump, Tiffany Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka Trump, Laura Trump, and also Donald Trump Sr. and Jr., and Melania Trump, and the youngest Trump administration office. Now we got the Manhattan residents and the policy regulation presidential primary election 901210. You remember 901210? It's a series. The residents of Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump. Residents, her room has a 91210 with the KISS poster. Now, Mel Gibson, Mel Gibson guitar, acoustic and bass guitar, and also Pearl set, a warranty of drums. The pearls are warranted for life because these pearls are warranted for services, the wood, the sticks, the pedals, the services and policy regulation of a pearl set. And this is Manhattan residents. This is Donald Trump, Eric Trump, Melania Trump, Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, and Tiffany Trump. Of course, you got USS Trump administration. Now we got the service and letters and emblems of the eagle and the emblems of the gold and the seals for the residents at Manhattan, Wall Street, New York, New York. Now Verizon Company has sub-accounts, attachments, and Avoc's activation and policy regulation and services. We got Melania Trump. She's a 50th First Lady of the United States of America. Now the 50th United States of America, the policy regulation Donald J. Trump. And the policy regulation of their activation and services, continuing their service. Now, because Bill Gates, 1835 73rd Avenue, his title, is policy regulation and service of the Trump jet, normally called Microsoft Company, Bill Gates, has that interviewed meeting with John Luke McKinnon, Carla McKinnon, because you have to drive Felix Barela all the way 1835 73rd Avenue with the business license, known, of course, Donald Trump, pleading not guilty to all charges and being murdered in his murder assassination. That first bullet that went through his ear and the other bullets that went and killed bystanders, innocent people, for assassinating Donald Trump, unloading rounds upon rounds and rounds of AR-1415. These rounds piercing through Donald Trump's ear, and all these individuals on standby, standing in the way of these bullets. Donald Trump was assassinated at Butler County in Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth state. And him bringing a franchise and policy regulation of his increments of society, making witnesses. We're at an international airport in Moses Lake, Washington, the Army base in